सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ओम सच्चिदानंदरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तावत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। ओम निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्य किल शक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। समस्त देवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय शुकब्रह्मर्षये सूतमहामुनये शौनकादि ऋषिभ्यो अत्र्यादि ऋषिभ्यो प्रह्लादादिभक्तजनेभ्यो आदित्यादि नवग्रहदेवताभ्यो दक्षिणामूर्तिदत्तात्रेय हयग्रवादिगुरुभ्यो आदिपराशक्तिमात्रे मातापितृ देवताभ्यो नमः। आद्य शंकराचार्यवर्यादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। Having saluted the Lord in all forms and the Gurus, as every day, let us start doing some Parayanam with total bhakti, shraddha, feeling that we are touching Bhagavan himself by chanting Bhagavatam, because every shloka of Bhagavatam, every akshara of Bhagavatam is fully permeated by Bhagavan Shri Krishna Tattva. Om Shri Bhagavanuvacha Om evam pragayan nrupadeva devaha sa urvashilokamatho vihaya atmanamaatmanyavagamya mam vai ubaramajnanavidhutamohah ततो दुस्संगमुत्सृज्य सत्सु सज्जेत बुद्धिमान् सन्त एतस्य छिन्दन्ति मनोव्यासङ्गमुक्तिभिः सन्तो नपेक्षामच्चित्ताः प्रशान्ताः समदर्शिनः निर्ममा निरहङ्काराः निर्द्वन्द्वा निष्परिग्रहाः तेषु नित्यं महाभागेषु मत्कथाः सम्भवन्ति हितानॄणां जुषतां प्रपुनन्त्यघं ताये शृण्वन्ति गायन्ति ह्यनुमोदन्ति चाद्रुताः मत्पराः श्रद्धधानाश्च भक्तिं विन्दन्ति ते मयि भक्तिं लब्धवतः साधोः किमन्यदवशिष्यते मयि अनन्तगुणे ब्रह्मणि आनन्दानुभवात्मनि यथोपश्रयमाणस्य भगवन्तं विभावसुं शीतं भयं तमोप्येति साधून् संसेवतस्तथा निमज्जोन्मज्जतां घोरे भवाब्धौ परमायनं सन्तो ब्रह्मविदः शान्ताः नौर्दृढे वाप्सु मज्जताम् अन्नं हि प्राणिनां प्राणः आर्तानां शरणं त्वहम् धर्मो वित्तं नृणां प्रेत्य सन्तोर्वाग्बिभ्यतोरणं सन्तो दिशन्ति चक्षुंषि बहिरर्कः समुत्थितः देवता बान्धवाः सन्तः सन्त आत्माहमेव च वैतसेनस्ततोऽप्येवम् उर्वश्यालोकनिस्पृहः मुक्तसङ्गो महिमेताम् आत्मा रामश्चचारः। इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां एकादशस्कन्धे षड्विंशोऽध्यायः। ॐ शान्ति। अथ सप्तविंशोऽध्यायः। उद्धव उवाच। ॐ क्रियायोगं समाचक्ष्व भवदाराधनं प्रभो। यस्मात् त्वां ये यथार्चन्ति सात्वताः सात्वतर्षभ। एतद्वदन्ति मुनयः मुहुर्निःश्रेयसं नृणाम्। नारदो भगवान् व्यासः आचार्योऽङ्गिरसः सुतः। निःसृतं ते मुखाम्बोजात् यदा भगवानजः। पुत्रेभ्यो भृगुमुख्येभ्यः देव्यै च भगवान् भवः। एतद्वै सर्ववर्णानाम् आश्रमाणां च सम्मतं। श्रेयसाम् उत्तमं मन्ये स्त्रीशूद्राणां च मानदः। एतत् कमलपत्राक्ष कर्मबन्धविमोचनं। भक्ताय चानुरक्ताय ब्रूहि विश्वेश्वरेश्वर। श्रीभगवानुवाच। न ह्यन्तोऽनन्तपारस्य कर्मकाण्डस्य चोद्धव। संक्षिप्तं वर्णयिष्यामि यथावदनुपूर्वशः। वैदिकस्तान्त्रिको मिश्रः इति मे त्रिविधो मखः। त्रयाणाम् ईप्सितेनैव विधिना मां समर्चयेत्। यदा स्वनिगमेनोक्तं द्विजत्वं प्राप्य पूरुषः। यथा यजेत मां भक्त्या श्रद्धया तन्निबोध मे। अर्चायां स्थण्डिलेऽग्नौ वा सूर्ये वाप्सु हृदि द्विजे। द्रव्येण भक्तियुक्तो अर्चेत स्वगुरुं माम् अमायया। पूर्वं स्नानं प्रकुर्वेत धौतदन्तोऽङ्गशुद्धये। उभयैरपि च स्नानं मन्त्रैर्ब्रह्म मृद्ग्रहणादिना। सन्ध्योपास्त्यादिकर्माणि वेदेनाचोदितानि मे। पूजां तैः कल्पयेत् सम्यक् सङ्कल्पः कर्म पावनीम। शैली दारुमयी लौही लेप्या लेख्या च सैकती। मनोमयी मणिमयी प्रतिमाष्टविधा स्मृता। चलाचलेति द्विविधा प्रतिष्ठा जीवमन्दिरम्। उद्वासावाहनेन स्तः स्थिरायाम् उद्धवार्चने। अस्थिरायां विकल्पः स्यात् स्थण्डिले तु भवेत् द्वयम्। स्नपनं त्वविलेप्यायाम् अन्यत्र परिमार्जनं। द्रव्यैः प्रसिद्धैर्यागः प्रतिमादिष्वमायिनः। भक्तस्य च यथा लब्धैः हृदि भावेन चैव हि। स्नानालङ्करणं प्रेष्ठम् अर्चायाम् एव तूर्धव। स्थण्डिले तत्त्वविन्यासः वह्नावाज्यप्लुतं हविः। सूर्ये चाभ्यर्हणं प्रेष्ठं सलिले सलिलादिभिः। श्रद्धयोपाहृतं प्रेष्ठं भक्तेन मम वार्यपि। भूर्यप्यभक्तोपहृतं न मे तोषाय कल्पते। गन्धो धूपः सुमनसः दीपोन्नाद्यं च किं पुनः। शुचिः संवृतसंभारः प्राग्दर्भैः कल्पितासनः। आसीनः प्रागुदग्वार्चेत् अर्चायाम् अथ सम्मुखः। नारायण। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम। श्रीभागवत शरणं मम। श्रीसद्गुरु शरणं मम। श्रीसूत शरणं मम। श्रीशुकदेव शरणं मम। श्रीव्यास शरणं मम। श्रीनारद शरणं मम। श्रीकुमार शरणं मम। श्रीब्रह्मा शरणं मम। श्रीविष्णु शरणं मम। श्रीपरब्रह्म शरणं मम। श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम। शरणं मम शरणं मम। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे। हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे। हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे। हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव ॐ मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधव स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्त्ययं रसः अदप्निबन्धु सद्भाग्याः मामुञ्चित कर्हिचित् ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ श्रीकृष्णपरब्रह्मणे नमः श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादशस्कन्धः मुक्तिरहित्वा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथ षड्विंशोऽध्यायः श्रीभगवानुवाच Always remember, without listening we cannot know, but without doing mananam we can't understand. Without commitment we can't practice the understanding. Without the consistency of the practice we can never get the experience. Without the experience, the travel or journey or the sadhana is not fulfilling or complete. At every level, the importance of those steps we have to always keep in mind. We are now at the level of listening, but we have to do the mananam and feel and put ourselves in the track and path, any of the adhyatmic sadhanas. Yes, according to our own sthiti of the deha, our varimiti, as well as variety of obligations or abilities, inabilities. All the great things we hear in the Shastra, we may not be able to practice. Yet, there are definitely at every stage of life, every day, some sadhanas which can be practiced by us, we have to do. And in that, while doing the sadhanas, internal or external, we have to mind about our attitudes, our intentions. This will be elaborately touched in our next chapter. Here also, if you have heard Pururava Upakhyanam for such a long time, did we really go through that? Allow that knowledge to enter into us, sink into us. If that happens, like Pururava, we also by now through all Pratibhaksha Bhavana, Dosha Drishti should have come out of with full commitment all the non-positive involvements of attachments, etc. So, to the second topic of this 26th most divine chapter, Bhagavan started telling us about the Sant Mahima. We must be already look out for such great Sant. If already that Sant is there, then we are now going closer to him. If we are already in contact with that Santa, outside we are doing all the starting to do the upasana. Inside also we are developing sufficient faith in him that he is the expression of Lord, and also having that faith in him that he can guide me, answer my adhyatmika uh, questions and all samshayas. And then we are becoming not only fully prepared but practical also in becoming closer to that Santa and getting the benefit of his guidance. That is called as Upasana. Santa Upasana, Guru Upasana. In Taittiriya Upanishad, it was said, Sanno Vishnu, Sanno Brahaspate. The Brahaspati is Santa only, the Guru Devataska. Thereafter, we are already told about the Acharya Upasana in the Bhashya right from beginning. We are also told about the importance of the Guru in that Pancha Adhikaranas. Acharya Purvarupam Antevasuttararupam Vidya Sandhi Pravachanagam Sandhanam. We also are again told about the importance of Rishi Guru by taking the example of Maha Chamasya Rishi name. And that Mahachamasya Rishi, having so lovingly, kindly guiding his disciples on the path of spiritual, toward the end, he tells to all students by addressing one name of the student as sample. His name was Prachina Yogya. Hey Prachina Yogya Upaswa. Iti Prachina Yogyopaswa. The sixth Anuvaka, today we chanted, it concluded with that Rishi's call to the disciple to do this way the Upasana. It's a very sublime subject, though we from at the LKG, UKG class 1 level of ours, we are trying to understand the deep unfathomable subject of Upanishad. But in all the cases, we are seeing the Mahima of the Santa. So, if we are slowly getting tuned to the teachings of Krishna, Krishna Vande Jagat Gurum, our proximity with the Master in our heart in the form of faith and Shraddha must have grown by now. And whatever he taught, we must be respecting them, whether they are values, whether they are any of the Karma Yoga aspects to be done, whether if he has given us any Upasana, Diksha of the Japa, Puja, or whether he has initiated us into the contemplation of any Vedantic Vichara, Drugdrishya Viveka, we have to. So, what was the introduction so far was any of the Adhyatmika Shastra, when we listen, we must mean it. The meaning of it is whatever is possible to us, we have to keep understanding, practicing. In 26th chapter, through Purura Upakhyana, through Pratipaksha Anvaya, and Pratipaksha and Dosha Dushti Dwara, the Vyatireka sadhana is taught to us. Through the satsanga, the Anvaya sadhana is to be done. Vyatireka is to give up that which was binding us. Anvaya is to take up that which liberates us. Dussanga binds us, therefore, through the story and its conviction, we have given up the Dussanga. Satsanga liberates us, therefore, through the Bhagavan's teachings, slowly we are getting convinced about and seeking satsang more and more. In satsanga, when we are tired, little bit you take a rest, but don't go into the dussanga. And when we add some of our own tips, add some of our own tricks, add some of our own, what do you say, intellectual genius ideas, we can be consistently in satsanga without any boredom, without any load, without any heaviness. Fewer things are, after all, this is going to liberate me. Why after all? Let us say first of all. First of all or after all? Why these words are used in this other context, I don't know. Same way, I never understand why when a person is fully great, he is called as awesome. And when somebody is uselessly doing work, he is called as awful. Why the full is made as some is made as full. I don't know the English language. He has done such a great job. How awesome it is. Say, why some? Why not full? And when somebody did a cooking very badly, it is awful. I tell you, I can't eat. And, in the same way, here also, yeah, in this context. Sorry. Something has come. Mm. So help ourselves by being close to the Santa in the heart with full devotion and feel that. And more and more, the benefits of that, when we tell to ourselves, those are the tips we can use for being continuous satsang without boredom. Because the after all or first of all, it is going to liberate me. And in that experience of liberation, it's going to give me the anubhava, the Atma. And in Shastra it is said, Atma anubhava is of Ananta Amita Nitya Ananda. It never goes away. It is said to be total, final, permanent liberation from all limitations and bondages which we were carrying from millions of lives. Now, these are the things when we add. Then for the sadhana, we get inspired. Then the God comes in the form of Sadguru. God's blessings come in the form of Satsanga. And attending Satsanga of Sadguru on the Satshastra is the most pleasing to the God. And what are the expenses I am doing? Little time I am giving. little of attention I am paying in my own interest. So these are the intellect's ideas when supplied to then all the mind's feelings of how long this satsang, how long this sadhana, can I take a break, can I go away, can I indulge in the bhoga? Is it not? These dangerous traits of the mana we can conquer. So all said and done, our life should be engrossed in satsang so much that the sant and sant and shastra and sadvastu should fully enter into us. Anything other than it is the risk. Anybody who is telling us otherwise is an enemy, whether it is outer or inner. In this way, we have to protect ourselves. Okay. Now, Bhagavan said, Tato dussanga mutsrujya satsu sajjeta buddhiman santayetasya chindanti manovyasanga muktivihi. How exhaustively 2 days we saw the meaning of that shloka. Then the beautiful 4 plus 4 great 8 qualities of the Santa, because of which he is almost equivalent to the Lord, or Lord is in that form. Therefore, we can approach him without any doubt or hesitation. We can surrender to him with all the faith. We can follow him scrupulously, sincerely, whatever he teaches in our own interest. So, it's a hint given to me the so-called Sant, that are you Namke Vaste Sant or the real Sant? Like in Gita also, who is a Santa, who is a Sadhu? Many places it comes. In the third chapter, he says beautifully, the one who performs yajna and gives the result of that to everyone, whatever remains toward the end, even little bit, the one who takes that, he is called Santa. Yajna Sheshta Ashina Santaha. Say Yajna Shishta Ashinaha Santaha. So to sadhurev samantavyah samyak vyavasito hisaha, the ninth chapter. So here also. So santaha anapekshaha, feel the meaning. In the beginning we go to Santa. And then by being in company with the Santa, again and again, all the lakshana of the Santa come to us. That is the meaning of finally invoking Santa in us. We should become Santa finally. Not because of Chandan Kumkum, not because of changing dress or name, not because of growing dadi, because of all this, not because people are calling Panditji, Pujariji, Guruji, Maharajji. You know, when people call these words, this पंडित जी really thinks यार मेरे को नहीं पता कि मैं पंडित हूँ, उसको पता हो गया तो उसके वास्ते मैं मान लेता हूँ. Not that. Truly these qualities. From our life, when the apekshas go away, we only are the santa. And it is a moksha sthiti. What is there to be apekshita in this world? Any apeksha is only about the limited things. Unlimited is already we. I am that self infinite. How can I have apeksha of anything or anybody or anything from anybody? Anapeksha. So that anapekshata is they are not waiting for a conducive time or a place, nor they are expecting any favors for anyone, nor in terms of any objects or any types of the loves or respects or reverences or pujas. Anapeksha. That thing called as apeksha, in which asha, kamana, all of them are there. They are selected and deleted completely from the system of that santa. Santonapekshaha. Okay? Second is machitaha. Santa is never, for a moment also, is away from Paramatma's thought. His chitta is filled with Bhagavan. So many lives by Namasmarana, by variety of the Upasanas, by too many variety of Prarthanas, by variety of listening to the Granthas of Bhagavan, etc. Their chitta is filled with only Bhagavan. Machittaha. Like our chitta is filled with some of the people whom we love, some of the things which we love, some of the experience we want to repeat to. Our chittas are filled with that. That is why, though only the thoughts always surface in the mind level whenever we are free. But the chitta of the Santa is always filled with Bhagavan. What chitta? We have seen so many times Puja Gurudev, whenever he comes out of the dais after the lecture, immediately, even a moment's notice, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. The moment he said that, while coming out of the light, already from his mouth, Krishna, 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 Krishna. The name already starts without effort only. Always in the Krishna Nama, Shiva Nama Smarana means effortlessly the Krishna or Shiva or Narayana is coming out of his mouth because it is coming out of his chitta means how much it is soaked and ये अपने आप नहीं होता है ना तच्चिंतनम तत्कथनम अन्यत तत्प्रबोध अन्यत परस्परम प्रबोधनम एतदेव मच्चित्तन तच्चिंतनम तत्तनम अन्यन्नम एतदेव ब्रह्माभ्यासम विदुर्बुधाः तत्वाभ्यासम विदुर्बुधाः एतदेकपरत्वं च ब्रह्माभ्यासम तत्वाभ्यासम भक्त्याभ्यासम इति विदुर्बुधाः. Listen one beautiful thought today. You might have heard in many contexts, it may not be this way. Whatever we give to our chitta, chitta gives back same thing to us. Just like whatever give to the world is nothing but the echoing. Give love comes back. Give hatred, the hatred comes back. Is it not? So to the chitta, if you have sent the kama in that, kama only come there. If you say the Rama, Shama only the chitta gives back. Therefore, at one period of time when we find our chitta is filled with kama, we have to understand that I have to spend some sufficient period of time. It can be 1 year, 10 years, 1 life, 10 lives. In doing Rama, Shama so much, or Aham Brahmasmi, that the chitta is filled with that. After that, that alone chitta represents or reproduces or brings back, then we are at ease and free. Imagine karo you are seated in a car or in a train or bus or maybe in flight. The moment you have put your belt there, immediately Bhagavan's Nama or any stotra automatically came out of your mind and mouth silently. How safe you are, you see. This is called is the Bhagavad Kavacha we have to create around us. Lest what will happen, our attention is pulled by something or the other outside, then our mind starts projecting, it starts creating unnecessary raga dvesha, we are victimized. Now, what is the victimization of ourselves because of the mind projected outside, creating raga dvesha is only this much. Yet that mind, at that moment, we miss the chance of becoming divine by remembering the divinity. This is the thing which we are troubling ourselves. What is the meaning of becoming dukhi or samsari or getting caught up is such a beautiful moments to be remembering the God, becoming one with it, instead of encashing it, we have missed those chances. That's called samsara. It is not we do sadhana now, the result will come later on. That is the sadhana, siddhi relation is always there. But when will we understand this beautiful fact that there is no siddhi without sadhana? Therefore, there is only when there is sadhana, there is siddhi. Therefore, at the time of doing sadhana itself is a siddhi. At the time of doing sadhana itself is siddhi. Please remember, there is nothing tomorrow that's going to happen. What you do it today and continue to do, that alone happens. What is the difference that happens is only in terms of more clarity, more understanding, more depth of feeling, more depth of application. Like at the very raw level, when I sit in front of puja and with the highest perfection level of doing puja after 20 years, what I do is the same thing. Same Bhagavan, same Abhishekam, same Mantrocharana. There's no difference. The difference is on the first day, there was doubt, there was confusion, there was not that much faith. But after 20 years, you are experiencing the Lord Pratyaksha Rupana there, receiving the upasanas from us. Therefore, the change is only in that. But what we do on the day one alone, we do after 20 years. Therefore, whatever we do now, we have to be very focused on that. Rather, doing itself is the siddhi we must understand. भगवान का नाम लिया क्या या वही सिद्धि अगला मोमेंट क्या किया तुमने? मैं और कुछ नाम लिया, फिर अगेन यू वेंट टू बंधन, फिर दोबारा भगवान का नाम लो, लिया, सिद्धि। सो भगवान का नाम लेते रहे तो सिद्धि पाते गए, नाम में ही रहे तो सिद्धि में है। इट इज एज सिंपल एंड डायरेक्ट एज इट। दिस इज द वे, there is no other way. This all other imaginations are not sadhana. The another way of saying is what? In puja room, the idol was the god you worship. In the world outside, the world is the god you are worship. In the puja room, the worship was mantrocharana. Here the worship is a loving kind talks. In the puja room, there is abhisheka naivedya offered. In the world, whatever we have, we are offering to the world. Lord, which is in the form of the world. Wherever you are, that is only. I am talking about machittata. The Gopikas, Naradas, Krishnas, they're all great, great examples of this Machitta, Hanumanjis, Prahladas. ये सब ना उनको मैं नामक चीज नहीं है, बिकॉज मैं, मेरा मन, मेरा बुद्धि, तीनों वेयर फ्रॉम दे इमर्ज फ्रॉम द चित्त, देयर चित्त इज फुल्ली गिवन टू गॉड, therefore they don't have mama, rather they think they themselves belong to the god. They don't have the aham because they know God alone is expressing through him. Their mana is totally in devotion to the Lord and doing what Lord says. Buddhi never thinks. Buddhi only listens what God says and does. They are very beautiful experiences. It has to क्लिक टू अस। पहली बात, उस अनुभव के उस स्थिति के महिमा के बारे में पहले सुनकर एक्सेप्ट करना। Then when we keep on doing it, it will come to us. So all these we discussed. Machitta. Machitta. Yasya brahmani ramate chittam nandati 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 eva. Sarvada sthapanam buddhe shuddhe brahmani sarvatha tat samadhanam ityuktam. So santaha anapekshaha machittaha. How wonderful is that sadhana? See? Machitta. And we explained, we saw it because the chitta is totally focused on God, and from the chitta, the God only expresses through them as a solution to our problems, as an answer to our questions, and to our doubts, etc. Santa is a direct counter of Bhagavan. Don't doubt about it. And Santa also knows. He now knew no more of me, no more of mama, which was creating the havocs of floods and tsunamis and earthquakes from so many lives. So too in this life, those are not there in me now. He alone is expressing through me. Even that Sant also knows. He doesn't proclaim it. Aham mama gone. He knows it. And in that joy, that the Lord has thrown away the dust and dirt of Aham and Mama from my life, and now He is expressing through me. That joy the Sant discovers, no, he can't explain it outside, he can't express it outside. Only when he meets another Sant, they look at each other and their eyes, flow in tears. They touch each other. There no words come. They just hug each other. They do namaskar to each other. Only that much. In that paraspara prema alingana, what both of them are doing was what was done by Hanumanji and Viveshana when both of them hugged each other. Both of them said only one thing: how great is the Lord, that He has chosen to express through this upadhi. Both of them. And from that heart comes the sentence. Either करते हो तुम कन्हैया, मेरा नाम हो रहा है, और प्रभु की कृपा भयो सब काजू, जन्म सब हमारा सफल भा आजू. That is called as Machitta. They know it. I am not there. Thank God I am not there. And he cries so much, that Sant, with all the fluttering and surrender at the feet of the Lord. Oh Lord, how many times in how many lives you wanted to use me as your counter. And every time the ego in me was encountering you, not allowing you to express through. I'm very sorry for that. Kshama, Kshama. You know, that Kshama, that Santa in the heart, million times tells to the God, Kshama karo, prasida, 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 prasida. ये भगवान प्रसन्न हो जाइए, क्षमा कीजिए. मैंने आपको रोका, ठोका, नकारा, दुत्कारा, आपको आने नहीं दिया, वगैरह वगैरह, ऑल दैट. लाइक अर्जुन इन गीता, यच्चावः सार्थम सत्कृतोऽसि विहारशय्यासन भोजनेषु एको तवाप्यच्युत क्षमक्षम तत्क्षामये त्वामहम् अप्रमेयम् पितासि लोकस्य चराचरस्य, all that shlokas. And really that spiritual sadhakas also, you know, after their 30, 40 years of vigorous meditation, contemplation, when they touch that experience, at that time, they remember what the Guru taught them 40, 50 years back as the first initial sentences, which were without faith, were brushed aside by this disciple. And that alone has come now as an experience. He remembers that, Hare, this is what my Guru said in the day one, how I misunderstood him. The best thing he gave on the day one only, alas, I could not recognize it. Like parents and children. After the parents depart and after 20, 15 years, we understand what parents guided us and how glorious it was. आप तब याद करके आए तो है ही नहीं anyway, but still you can have your prayers to them, they reach to them. That's how this Santa, he becomes benumbed by seeing the grace of God. He becomes so regretful that how I blocked him, what a fool I was. Is it not? Like I'm feeling now from so many lives. Why didn't I study Upanishad? Why didn't I study Bhagavad? Why didn't I experience that Tattva? Some of you also must be feeling both ways. Some of you, why did I join the class unnecessarily? One type. Another must be feeling, यार पहले से पढ़ते आते साधना करते होते अब तो देह मन बुद्धि अतीत परमात्मा मिल ही जाते. Then all this struggle with which I earned so much money only to give it to the stupid children who are disobedient. Stupid government on the name of taxes and to chartered accountants to evade the tax. याद आ रहा है? सिर्फ जो खाना है वही खा रहे हैं, जो पहनना वही पहन रहे, जो रहना वही रह रहे, बाकी सब बकवास. Some of us must be feeling that. Sant is that. That is called machitta. Out of that comes कि भगवान आप मुझे काटो, टुकड़े भी करो, कुछ भी करो, लेकिन मैं आपके बिना एक क्षण भी नहीं रह सकता. तन्मनस्काः तदालापाः, है ना, कृष्ण दर्शन लालसाः तद्गत मानसाः. These are the words used for gopikas. तस्मिन्नन्यन्यता तद्विरोधि सुदाधीनता तदर्पिता अखिलाचारता तद्विस्मरणे परम व्याकुलता. Oh, should we not try to reach to that level? Or should we continue with the same mind filled with all the thoughts of Rajoguna and Tamoguna? Today morning also, the first class, 15 minutes introduction we had about this topic only. Reconcile, rethink for yourself, restart, reset. It's our life, after all, and first of all. So, santonapekshaha machittaha. Then the next one, prashantaha. Aha, the prashanti in them. It's a reflection of Bhagavan only, expression of Bhagavan only. Therefore, nothing can recreate them ashanti. Because of prashanti, they have the kshama guna, that you do follow them or don't follow them. 100th time also, they will guide us. That is the prashanti in them. So, prashantaha. Then the next one was samadarshinaha. What a beautiful samadarshi. Samadarshi, we lot of times we explain in different ways. Another way is, one day you come with respect, with lot of gifts. Other day with less respect and less gifts. Third day you come without any gifts or respect. Fourth day you don't come only. Fifth day, wherever they are, from there only you give gali. Because they are anapeksha, because their chitta is in Bhagavan, because they are in Prashanta, in all those occasions, they have samadarshatva only. You know, like as I said earlier, if after a few years of disregarding the Guru, disrespecting the Guru, being disobedient to Guru, humiliating him, after 10 years go and say, Bhagavan Guru, Kshama Karo, Maaf Karo, all these galtiyan I have done. He says, you started your sadhana? Yes, Guru, enough. All other things you forget. Samadarshina. In our minds, even it in our registers or notices also, the Sant, whatever the non-positive we have done for him, towards him, both of harming him also, defaming him as also, and also being disobedient to him. All of that Samadarshina is only third up is what? Are we understanding the need glory of spiritual sadhana? Are we struggling or putting efforts? For that, whatever is required is focus is only on that. Because बाकी सारे चीजें क्या है? He is all. You are my children, you are growing. When you are growing, not grown up to where is natural. You understand? क्या बढ़िया गुण होता है समदर्शिना. कोई विषमता किंचित भी नहीं होता उनको. Oh, I told you yesterday, तो क्या तथक्यमेंडा. They are the santo. Filled, our nation is filled with such saints everywhere. There are many saints who are made fully. We should be fortunate enough to reach them. There are some saints in the making. Even with their company also, we are in touch with the divinity and all good qualities. Some are just beginning also. They also inspire us. They are there among you only. Your own wife is a santa. Don't imagine immediately as a Mirabai and all. She is good. Your husband himself may be santa. And in him there is Santa Lakshana. You can invoke it. In her there is Santa Lakshana. You can invoke. Thus both of you, instead of invoking Asanta Dushta Lakshana, Santa Lakshana invoke karo. Kya badhiya rehta. Wherever you are, you can be Santa, you can create the Sant in front of you. Beautiful. There are so many that way practices, ideas. So Santonapeksha, Machitaha, Prashantaha, Samadarshinaha. Then Nirmamaha. Nirmama. They cannot be conditioned by the mamata. Mama is both mere and mere nai. My or mora. Therefore, from the my or mora only, the second two sets of next set of two things, tora tai they come. Tora means tumara, tai means tum, my means mera, mora means mera, my means मैं. तो मैं और मोर तोर तई ये माया जो पूरे जीवन इकाई को वश में किया उनके अंदर नहीं होता. निर्ममा. Feel that. Why? Because they themselves know they are totally belonging to God. Then how can anything belong to them? So in that nirmamata, दो चीजें देखो. What are the respects, reverences we offer to them? All of that they don't keep an iota of it. They just pass it on to the Lord only. Like Puja Gurudev. Thousands of times, thousands of disciples have done Pada Puja to him. Do you think he took it for himself or what? Forget about it. He just closes his eyes in 10 seconds time. He says, by that time he has disappeared. He has invoked the Paramatma in his place. All the upasanas, the bhakta shishyas, which they think they are doing to the Gurudev, they are all passed on to Paramatma only. This is one. Because of this habit only, we and our problems, all of that also, the Guru hands over to Paramatma, whose powers and kindnesses are infinite. Therefore, by the grace of Paramatma, we get freed from the problem. Directly, if you go to Paramatma, he will not, like in many institutions, even banks, you can't get the account just like that. आपको तो किसी श्योरिटी गारंटी यहाँ चाहिए. है ना. राम दुआरे तुमर कवारे होता न आज्ञा बिनु पैसा रे ना होता. विदाउट योर आज्ञा प्रवेश पैसा में नॉट होता न आज्ञा बिनु पैसा रे. बिना पैसे दिए हनुमान जी आपको अंदर नहीं भेजते. दैट इज हाउ द श्लोका लुक्स लाइक. है ना. पैसा बिनु न आज्ञा होता राम द्वारे तुम रखवारे. वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. नो. कुछ लोग पहली बार सुन रहे हैं, राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होता न आज्ञा बिनु पैसा रे, पैसे दो तभी अंदर एंट्री होगी। तो यार पैसा रे मीन्स प्रवेश, आज्ञा बिनु प्रवेश नहीं होता, पैसे की बात नहीं वहाँ। जस्ट लाइक भगवान सेंड्स लक्ष्मण, सी कौन है, कोई नहीं भगवान, कोई है क्या, है भगवान, तो चाहते हो लोग आने का, प्रवेश करो। सी द्वारपालक हमेशा होते हैं भगवान के। सो राम द्वारे तुम रखवारे, so Sant is the Rakhavara at the Dwara of the Bhagavan. And remember, without Dwarapala's permission, we can't enter. And when the Dwarapala permits, nobody can stop. Because the Lord tells Dwarapala, देखो कौन आ रहे हो, ऐसे ऐसे बंदे तो भेजना, नहीं तो नहीं. Standing instructions are given. I'm busy, don't send all these people. Like an officer also, very busy in a meeting. He says, just take the phone, attend to those calls. If anybody is important, then only give me, else just tell बाद में मिलना. We should know this. That is why in all Vedanta Shastras, everywhere we see Acharyavan Purusho Veda Shastragnopi Swatantrena Parabrahma Anveshanam Na Kuryatu Guru Vinay Jnanakaha Guru Charanambuja Nirvara Bhaktaha Samsarad Asirad Bhavamuktaha. Everywhere. Yasya Deveya Para Bhakti Yata Deve Tata Guru Tat Sete Katita Hyarta Prakashante Mahatmanaha. लेन गुरोरुक्त वाक्य मनोयस्य लग्नम, देखो गुरु के वाक्य में जिनका मन लग्न है, दे ओनली विल रीच द लॉर्ड इन दैट गुरुवाष्टकम आल्सो. शरीरम स्वरूपम यथा वा कलत्रम. आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग? वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द निर्ममाहा. इन दैट निर्ममता, they themselves belong to God. Whatever we offer, they give to God. They offer us also the God who is a permanent solution. And in that Tulsi Ramayana in Uttarakanda, we have seen that the Shiva Bhakta, that story, the Bhagwan Shiva, that Brahman ko tumne dukhi kiya isliye tumko, that 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 Shiva स्तुति comes, भगवान इतना वैल्यू देते वहाँ संतों को. शिवाष्टकम कलातीत कल्याण कल्पांतकारी सदा सज्जनानंद दाता पुरारी चिदानंद संदोह मोहापहारी प्रसीद प्रसीद प्रभो मन्मथारी नयावत उमानाथ पादारविंदम. What a beautiful sloka that is. Shivastuti. And you know that Guru Gita shlokas where he says, if the God is angry, you can hold on to feet of Guru. Guru recommends. God says, ठीक है. Guru ने कहा माफ. If Guru is angry, God says मेरे हाथ में नहीं. Is it not? Guru, even Bhakta also. That's what in Durvasa's example of Ambarish Upakhyanam. Bhagavan said, I can't do. You go and ask that Ambarish. Oh, Bhag ke Durvasa Krutya was chasing him. Falls at the feet of Ambarish. He said, Baba, Kshama. You know that beautiful thought there? I tell you, the tears come in eyes. He is from 1 year without eating anything. I was waiting for this Durvasa Rishi because the Ekadashi Vrata is over. Dwadashi have to complete the Vrata, and he has come as the Atiti. I promised him I'll give him. He went for the bath. Little late he came. Then I took little water as a samapana of the yajna or upvas diksha as told by the saints only. Becoming angry, Durvasa has thrown his krutya shakti to kill Ambarish. अम्बरीश को भगवान ने कभी पहले ही दे चुके हैं इज ऑन विष्णु कृत्या. दैट विष्णु कृत्या इज शिव कृत्या और इनका दुर्वासा कृत्या फिनिश करके इट रैन बिहाइंड हिम. दिस दुर्वासा वेंट टू ऑल 3 लोकास. ही वेंट टू नारायण आल्सो. ही सेड आई डोंट नो, यू गो बैक टू हिम. व्हेन दुर्वासा कम्स एंड सेज आई एम सॉरी एंड ऑल, आई एम टेलिंग यू दैट मेन थॉट. What Ambarisha says means is 1 year I was without any food waiting for this Mahatma. Throughout this 1 year, oh Lord, if I was without any disturbance, a chanchalata in my mind. If I was with the same respect and reverence toward this Durvasa, taking him as Bhagavan, without compromising even a little bit, if I am that much honest towards my Atiti Puja, not even one moment I felt disturbed or disgusted, disturbed or agitated. If that is the truth, let this Krutya be withdrawn. The moment he says that Krutya becomes withdrawn. That is the glory of that Sant. वितरा हो गया मतलब एक साल इंतजार किया लेकिन एक शब्द भी उन्होंने एक थॉट भी दुर्वासा के लिए नेगेटिव सोचा नहीं. Imagine how much he must be soaked in divinity. The chitta is given to the Lord, Mama is given to the Lord, that he will be at that level. It is not he is coming late or he is not coming or when will he come. He is a negative waiting. The positive waiting is let him come, he must be hungry. The whole attention is on Durvasa's safety, on Durvasa's feeding only, not on himself. That is called Santa. And these are the great stories in our Puranas. They have to be studied in a different mood, not with the agitated mind of Rajoguna, sleepy mind of Tamoguna, confused, confounded mind, the faithless intellect, the sharpness-less intellect, the ego filled with the Pratipaksha Bhavana toward the Shastras. What a wretched अंतःकरण we have. इन चीज़ों से कहाँ आएगा मजा शास्त्रों का. इसलिए कुछ ही लोगों को किस्मत होता है शास्त्र सुनने का. मंदिर जाएंगे, मत्था टेकेंगे. अब वो भी उतना भी नहीं है तो फिर हिंदू में जन्म लेके फायदा नहीं है ना. वो तो हो ही जानता है. दैट एनीबडी कैन डू. But to be able to enjoy deeply the glorious stories of such Santa, which are so much given, every story in itself is unique and complete. Whether it is Dhruva, whether it is Narada, whether it is Hanuman, whether it is Prahlad, whether it is Ambarish, whether वृत्रासुरा प्रहलाद किसी का भी आप नाम लो इंक्लूडिंग बलिराजा क्या बताए बताओ ईच वन यशोदानंद प्रेम देवकी कृष्ण वसुदेव तो बलराम जी का प्रेम तो गोपियों का अलग तो उद्धव जी का अलग इन ऑल दिस कृष्ण अवतार राम अवतार ईच वन ऑफ देम द सरेंडर ऑफ थ्री ब्रदर्स द सरेंडर ऑफ हनुमान जी ऑफ दैट विभीषण ऑफ द सुग्रीव क्या बताए देखो आई एम टॉकिंग निर्ममाहा. Oh, that conquered the antakarna. The stupid mind only creates ये मेरा है और तेरा मेरा तेरा लड़ाई. He has understood that silly thing of the mind of creating Mama and Namama, which was going on from millions of lives, is just selected and thrown away like a dead rat. He is called as Santa. What nonsense to say something is mine or not mine. Stupid, everything is him, is his. Not even his, everything is him only. How can there be anything separate from him? What are you talking? Anything of मेरा तेरा अरे सब उनका है. निर्ममा. सी कितना भी बोले फिर भी हमारा दिल जब तक साफ नहीं होता ना वो गलत बात पल्ले नहीं पड़ता हमको. That is where we have to feel, अरे so wonderful thoughts we are listening, yet they are not entering. How rough and tough are my antakaranas? How impure they are. Is it not because of entertaining dussanga? Is it not because of entertaining all the non-positive things that I become so thick-skinned that is sensitive, sensible, sweet, divine, nectarine thoughts are not entering into me? फील करना है होगा फिर फील होता है यार ये शास्त्र पूरा अंदर क्यों नहीं जा रहे समझ क्यों नहीं आ रहा साधना क्यों नहीं हो पा रहा सिद्धि के लिए इतना देर क्यों हो रहा है why am I not deserving his darshan where am I going wrong how to find it how to remove that obstacle how to rectify how to prove in front of him that I deserve him his grace तड़पना है दर्शन दो घनश्याम मोर आँखें प्यासी behind that this feeling. So निर्ममा अब संतों में मम ही नहीं है तो that which becomes fat because of mama only called as ahankara how can it be there Nirahankara. So when you praise them, worship them, there's no aham in them to receive it. When you insult them, humiliate them, being disobedient, there's no aham in them to receive it. They're nirahankar. They are empty. Empty thyself, I'll feel through you. You know, the Lord Krishna saying, be a flute in my hands, I'll sing through you. Let me sing my song of bliss. ये सब ना शब्द नहीं रहना चाहिए. Don't allow them only to remain as words. Once in a while, in that calm mood, all the bhajan, puja, kirtana with which we trouble the Lord, keep it aside. Feel the meaning of these sentences. What is the meaning of myself? Becoming like a reed empty, allowing the Lord Murliwala to sing his Murli Gan. Nirahankaraha. How wonderful is that? Nirmama Nirahankaraha. Then the last two are, how beautiful they are, Nirdvandvaha. पार कर चुके हैं लोग सारे द्वंद्व. This came in the class morning also, our Vidura Niti. Nirdvandva. And the last one is what? Nisparigraha. कुछ भी परिग्रह होता ही नहीं उनके पास. I told you parigraha is the sthula vastus and all. Mamata is of the beings, both of them. He never owns anything. That is why he is so happy. देखो रिमेंबर, मेरा जो भी है मेरा दुख का कारण है और मैं नामक चीज ही दुखी होता है. मेरा जब कुछ नहीं है तो मुझे दुख होने का चांसेस कम है. अब मुझे दुख होने का चांस ही नहीं है तो मैं हूं ही नहीं. तो है कौन? भगवान. एंड व्हाट इज एक्सप्रेशन? जॉय एंड डिविनिटी. दिव्यता और आनंदता, और कुछ नहीं. निष्परिग्रहा. They are the Lakshana of Sant. No parigraha, no ikatta of anything. Like Gurudev, he has got all these samstha, ashrams. They are not parigruhita by him for him. He has made a trust, they all belong to trust. I came empty handed, I go empty handed. Mera kya hai? This is for the public, it is a system. For doing the work systematically, an organization is required. The funds are required, the place is required. For the sake of seva, they are all. Nowhere, never on anything he had ownership. That is my parigraha. संत ऐसे होते हैं, मजा आता है ना. संत स्थिति अलग, बस वो क्लिक होना चाहिए. I think in one of the months during Chaturmas somewhere, we will study that Jivan Mukta Ananda Lahari. The Lakshanas of Jivan Mukta's Ananda. The Jivan Mukta, the Ananda in which he is reveling, that is described in those 18-19 slokas. Pure Pauran Pashan Narayoti Nama Krutimayan Munirna Vyamoham Bhajati Guru Diksha Kshatatama. We must study that. Telugu people are lucky, they are getting all Vedanta classes. You are also lucky getting Upanishad and all. Anyway, understood Santa Lakshanas. Okay, and there are many Santa. Dhundgar jana hai. And the Santa, the true Santa, to test us, they does two things. One, they don't reveal that they are Santa. Second, that they don't allow us to be there. The one who is claiming to be Santa and holding to us is not Santa. In the beginning, he will test. When the test we pass, then slowly first he allows us to be with him. Slowly he reveals the divinity in him and through him. We have to watch out, look out. They are more available in the remote secret areas than publicly. Maybe there are public also. Ho sakta, we can't deny. But there's somewhere some secret chamber, they are hidden. They are in their own self and their work to the world. Sitting in the silent chambers through the prayers, through sending that subtle vibrations is million times more than we who shout go on throughout the day. जो सुनने को कोई आते नहीं. They operate at the higher, subtler causal level. They are very effective. They are we know great science there. They're just there and they know what's their mission. Through them, lot of silent work is going. They're seated in the chair. ऐसे वो बैठे हुए सोए हुए अपने कुर्सी में ऐसा लगता है, but they're already in touch with the whole cosmos. They're touch with the entire subtle body which is operational. Great Santa. So, anyway, in our life, if we have a Santa discovered not in us but in our life, we are lucky. And we have gone proximity to them, more lucky. If we have surrendered to them, really lucky. If that Sant accepts us, bas, baat ban gaya. बस बात बन गए हो एंड द संत बिकॉज ही इज सच ए हॉक संता एक बार उनको लगता है कि हम उनके लायक हैं तो हमको मुक्ति दिलाए बिना छोड़ेंगे ना दे विल चेंज अस इन एवरी लाइफ वेर एवर वी गो ही विल कम इन वन और द अदर फॉर्म दे आर ऑल ग्रेट संतों का क्या महिमा बताया थोड़ा यहाँ बताया बस भगवान ने एक झलक दिया अब बाकी हमको हजम करने की क्षमता नहीं होती है जितना हम ले सकते हैं और जरूरत है दैट मच ओनली भगवान हरि और गुरु दोनों के गुण अनंत होते हैं जिनको हम कभी गिनती नहीं कर सकते हरि अनंत हरि गुण अनंत गुरु गुण अनंत सदगुरु क्लियर नाउ कम्स what we have to do after going to that guru or what happens in that guru's presence or one more quality to call somebody as sant संत के और एक लक्षण संत असंत लक्षण in Tulsi Ramayana it comes in the beginning and also in Uttarakhand very beautifully comes काकभूषणी गरुड़ संबंध और शुरू में भी what a beautifully says बिचुरत एक प्राण हर लीन्ही मिलत एक दुख दारुण दीन्ही संत असंत के लक्षण What a beautiful one sentence. बिचुरत एक प्राण हर लीन्ही संत मिलत एक दुख दारुण दीन्ही असंत Those few dohas, Tulsi Ramayana, must. Everywhere there are Sant Lakshana. Entire Gita talks about it. In second chapter, Chetaplagna Lakshanas. In the 12th chapter, the Bhakta Lakshanas. In the 13th chapter, the Jnana Lakshana. In the 16th chapter, the Daivi Sampada Guna. Everywhere, lavishly they are given. All the Sadhu Santa Lakshana. Okay, one more sloka. It is said, Teshu Nityam Mahabhag Mahabhageshu Matkatha Sambhavanti Tanrunam Jushatam Prapunantyagam. Hey Mahabhag, Mahabhagyavan Uddhav, Mahabhagyavan, so lucky. Why you are so lucky? Because your heart is so pure. Your devotion is so great. Which tempted me, prompted me, forced me, blackmailed me, impelled me, compelled me to give you so much of knowledge of so many chapters for this sadhana and siddhi. Mahabhaga, he Uddhava. Bhagavan is addressing Uddhava as Mahabhaga. Because heart in heart, Lord knows. Because Lord Uddhava asked, Krishna gave this knowledge. And he knows he only will come in the form of Vyasa and write it, which is going to liberate millions of people in the future. Uddhava became means for this 11th skandha, great Jnana Mukti skandha. Like for Gita, Arjuna became means. Therefore, Mahabhaga. Ye Mahabhaga Uddhava, Teshu, in the company of saints and sages, Nityam, in their heart all the time, in their vicinity around all the time. What goes on happening? Teshu Mahabhageshu, you are also Mahabhaga, they are also Mahabhagas. In their company, in their place, around them, in them and around them, what goes on always? Matkathaha sambhavanti. This is another lakshana of the Sant. Not only they revel in that, but they make the inner and outer atmosphere in such a way that whoever come in their vicinity, to them they go on giving mat katha, Bhagavat katha. This is another lakshana of not some other katha. As I told you, only Rama katha, Shama katha, Krishna katha, Shiva katha. They only go, not any kama katha. Nityam teshu mahabhageshu tat katha sambhavanti. Only the discussion about me goes on. And if we also can make our house like that, don't come under any obligation or anything. सारे अनवांटेड कचरा फेंक दो. सिर्फ भगवान के फोटोज होना है, भगवान का नाम का धुन चलता रहना है, साथ में अगरबत्ती लगाते रहो, वट एवर यू कैन टॉलरेट, एंड बी इन दैट मूड ओनली. Our house every day some santa should come and do the satsang. हमेशा चलता रहना है. आजकल तो टीवी में तो आता ही है. But don't be careless, reckless in putting on TV one Mahatma satsang and you are going and washing your teeth and having your coffee and tea. वो बुरा आदत होता है. इसका then there will be no respect. That Sant whom you are watching on TV and washing teeth, when he actually comes to your home, you tell him, रुकिए sir, you put a brush and come to receive him. Because वो वाला आदत हो गई. That thing we should not do. Respectfully. Clear? Let our house become the abode of Sant. बाहर रख दो संत निलयम. हो ना, कोई कोई संत मत बुलाना, 2 दिन 3 दिन रह दे, बस लेट हिम स्टे देयर, गिव फूड, दैट्स इट. कुछ नहीं. तो कथा कर सके तो कराए, नाम ले सके तो ले. अब हजारों तरह के संत है. इफ यू आर इंटेलिजेंट, वेदांत बोलने वाले संत है, योग बोलने वाले संत है, भक्ति बोलने वाले संत है, वैल्यू बोलने वाले संत है. कुछ नहीं बोलेंगे, सिर्फ उपासना करने वाले संत है, नामस्मरण कराने वाले हैं, स्तोत्र पाठ करने वाले हैं, भजन कीर्तन करने वाले हैं. हो देखो, कुछ तो कुछ करेंगे ना, बस रहेंगे अपना संकल्प यहाँ आपके लिए करेंगे, बस आएंगे. आप बात भी नहीं करेंगे. 2 दिन के बाद दरवाजा खटखटाना, खटखटाए, बाहर आ गए, निकल गए वो बस. They don't need to even talk. Such type of avadhuta type sant also are there. Wonderful. The ideal most thing is wherever Sant Samaj is there, not disturbing them, little distant from them, start staying there. So that you are free in your own work, not disturbing them, and they are acceptable to you also. Like Sri Ramji. In his 14 years of Vanavasa, he never was in the amidst the sadhu santa to double disturb them. Because though he is in the Vanavasa as told by Kaikeyi, but he is a Grahastha. Grahastha and also is a Kshatriya and is temporarily he is not in position of Raja, but he is so. He doesn't want to disturb them. So थोड़ा दूर ही रहते थे वो. Then he goes and meets them and has satsang. They also come and meet him. That's the ideal most way. Stay in the vicinity of some such places. Keep moving, going there and gather your own thing and come back. मतलब सत्संग करना always, that is a goal. Make yourself satsangi. How do you achieve it? Is your convenience. Okay? Whether a sant comes to you or you go there. In and around them, always nityam mat kathaha. Okay? Sambhavanti. Mat kathaha, they are called sant. Here both the words I'll explain. First sambhavanti, then mat kathaha. Sambhavanti means samyak bhavanti. सम्यक भवंती मीन्स पूरे होश और जोश के साथ, धूम धड़ाके से. That hosh and josh, धूम धड़ाका, can be in the form of all the external pomp and posh of the singing and chanting and dancing and playing all the musical instruments. This also one extreme of Sambhavanti, the Katha of Bhagavan. The other Sambhavanti is what? In a most silent, calm and deep manner. Silently the Katha is going on. That is also Sambhavanti. You can see pujaris or even gurus, Mata, both types. इतना बड़ा बड़ा उच्चारण करके वो पूजा करते हैं कि 2 घंटे आपको पता ही नहीं चलता कैसे हो गए. They do the Sahasranama, Purusha Sukta, Narayana, Sri Sukta, Rudram. You don't even are aware of it. So many are there. That is their way of attracting your attention towards God. There are other people, the prakriyas they do so divinely that they don't even utter a word, but you looking at that, you are lost in that. ये बद्रीनाथ में आपको मिलता है. और रावल जी लोग जो पूजा करते हैं ना, you are gone into that. दे डोंट चैंट एनीथिंग. सम पंडित जी लोग बाहर वो बोलते रहते हैं इतने उसमें जो भी होता है. बट यू सी दैट दिस कॉल्ड संभवंती. संभवंती also includes systematically, truly, with the total experience, and also to give that experience to the audience. They do the katha of Bhagavan. I am explaining the word Sambhavanti today. And Sambhavanti also Nityam Sambhavanti. Genuinely Sambhavanti. From the heart Sambhavanti. Not Sambhavanti out of any inner or outer compulsion. In fact, they do it out of duty. The duty level also transcended. For them, it becomes a part of life rather the whole life. जिन संत के जीवन में भगवत कथा ही एकमात्र लक्ष्य है, उसको कहते हैं संभवंती. वंडरफुल. लाइक गुरुदेव, दोस 42.5 years, हम तो 2.5 years करके थक रहे. ही हैज डन 42 42.5 साल, 1950 से 93 तक, 51 से 93. एवरी डे देर इज भगवत कथा गोइंग ऑन, नित्यम संभवंती. And when he speaks, along with his own experience, how quickly and fast and effortlessly these audience should get. He tries his best to do that. If the humor required, humor uses. Any examples required, examples gives. The logic required, the logic he gives. You understand the subtlety required, that one. किसी प्रकार से इन लोगों को भगवान का अवगाहना, साधना, अनुभव आना चाहिए. That's called संभवत. Sant. Is it not? Beautiful. And if it is an informal gathering, depending on the audience, their level, the capacity, to them also. Like Gurudev, he used to write minimum on an average 70 to 80 letters per day throughout life. There are days where he has written more than 200 letters also. 3 minutes में एक letter. 5 घंटे he sits and writes. All his journeys in flight, in train, they are all fully occupied only with letter. I received a letter from Gurudev, 1990, November 7, on flight Frankfurt, Germany. वहाँ लिखा है. Gurudev was in the flight. Flight में बैठ कर उन्होंने लेटर लिखा है, वो जर्मनी जाते हुए. In and through all letters, variety of people have sent the questions are all. सबको किस तरह से साध्य में या साधना में निष्ठा दिलाना है, he will always write like that. That is what he himself again gave prerana, that all his letters are collected and kept in those archives, etc. I am telling you, samyak bhavanti. Matkataha sambhavanti. And what is matkataha? We'll see them tomorrow in detail. The two types of kathas. One the nirguna katha, other is the sadguna katha. We got an opportunity. So, what is the katha nirguna? What is katha sadguna? Which is the sar of all the Bhakti Shastra and Jnana Shastra. We'll try to taste it in 10 minutes, not maximum, more than that tomorrow. Okay. So, Sant are those in whom Teshu Nitya Mahabhageshu Teshu Nitya Mahabhageshu Matkata Sambhavanti. Sambhavanti hi, verily. Taha, those kathas. Jushatam Runam, those who go and drink that. Prapunanti Agham, they just make disappeared all the papa. So all these I have not explained today. Tomorrow we will see in detail. एक एक दो दो तीन तीन श्लोक per day. Let us enjoy this chapter thoroughly because we took that initiative. Then there are two ways of saying this line. Sambhavanti hi taha or Sambhavanti hita. Hita means those who do the hita to you. In the Santa's presence, always Bhagavad Katha only go on. When we listen them, all our papa goes away and the hita happens to us. Hita or Shreyas happens to us. They are called as Santa. Now, if this sloka we really digest, will we be away from satsang? Do we miss the chance of satsang? Can we come out of satsang? वो उसी में रहना, सत्संग से बढ़कर क्षेम स्थान और कुछ नहीं है. The most secured place in the entire universe is satsang. In satsanga, Bhagwan is there. बस सत्संग में गए हम, हैवान भाग गया, भगवान मिल गए. All these details tomorrow we'll see. Then taye shunanti gayanti bhaktim labhavataha यथोपश्रयमाणस्य निमज्जोन्मज्जताम्. एक श्लोक कितना मजेदार है. And with all my ignorance, I am telling you what is very minimum. But those who are reveling in Paramatma Anubhuti and have dedicated their lives together to the Sant Mahatma by being in their proximity, and thus they know the glory of Mahatmas. When they speak on this shloka, it is a different level altogether. Anyway, slowly in this way, we are trying to understand the greatness of Santa, therefore the necessity of ours being in the company of the Sant. Okay, today we'll stop. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Paramarusibhyo Namaha Parabrahmane Namaha. Om Sri Krishna Bhagavan Ki Jai. Thank you. These talks you can forward to some, those who are having time to listen, those who know Angrezi.